Hey, how you doing, everybody? Today we're bringing you some troubling news. I don't know if anybody heard, but MamaMax is back in action. Not on YouTube, but
God,
IRL. It
that's so
seems,
fucked up.
yeah, it seems that he decided to go from pretending to capture predators to actually being around kids. And this video is brought to you by none other than the second fired editor from LolCowLive, Connor. It's pretty interesting there, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this and see exactly what MamaMax is up to as of late.
True. Unfortunately, MamaMax is actually back and still active to this day. Also working with children still. Absolutely terrible, absolutely disgusting. Of course, MamaMax being a huge content creator that got
God,
into a whole bunch of controversy in the internet around half a year ago.
Bro looks like a pedophile.
dude, I'm
Bro
telling you,
looks
that's what
like
I'm
a
saying.
pedophile, bro.
Dude, every time I see his fucking picture, it's kind of like, you know, that dude when you're just like walking around in public and you just see somebody, you automatically hate him. You just want to
Yeah.
slap him. You just want to slap him in the teeth. That's Mama Max.
Dude,
Straight up.
And then I don't know if you guys have ever seen like any of his videos or like him on the podcast or anything, but he had such an air about him where he was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm doing all this for kids." And it's like you never once even like captured or even
Oh,
confronted a pedophile. You
no, not at all.
lied. Yeah, you lied
He,
about freaking sending one to prison.
well, see, here's the other thing. When he was going through the whole thing with that woman who was the victim of the werewolf guy, I forgot his fucking name.
Gerard
But
Davis.
Gerard Davis, yeah, I swear there was something going
Gerard
on.
Davis, yeah.
Yep, I swear there was something going on between Max and that chick, dude. Like I
Oh
don't,
yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He was fucking, or something happened
Well,
like with those
he
two.
moved her into his house.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot going on, and the way he just was. And the thing is, he knew he lied so much about like the convictions and all that other shit. He thought he had something he could finally hang his hat on and it be truthful, and it just fucking fell apart because he's an asshole.
No, he this is the problem with all of these freaking pedophile hunters online. They ruin it for everybody. Like they ruin it for actual like investigators because there's a thing called the transfer of evidence. And in order to be able to have a case not fall on its face, you have to record the transfer of evidence. Everybody who handled, the chain of custody when the transfer of evidence, same thing, but yeah. Like it has to be name dated and everything like that. And these people just be sending shit to anybody. Like there was, when it came to the Ava Tyson thing, there was rumors that EDP had gotten like a hold of some of the evidence or some shit. And it's like, you can't just be passing this crap around. And then how do you verify that whatever you found is true?
Well, the problem is when people get involved in cases like this, and it's a noble cause, right? But the problem is they actually hurt the case because they get involved in shit. They have no idea what they're doing. They're trying to bring a spotlight to something that does need spotlight on it. But if you do it incorrectly and the people get away, it's all for nothing.
Right, exactly. And then the other thing about it too is that let's say like MamaMax, like Gerard Davis was actually a pedophile. MamaMax had zero actual evidence and just immediately attacked this guy for it. He could very easily turn around and sue him for defamation and win. And if actual evidence came from like what MamaMax did, it's called fruit of the poisonous tree. You can't use it. Like if he gets labeled as a defamer and is defamatory against Gerard Davis, none of what he utilized could be used by police because they would have to explain where they got it from. Somebody who lost a defamation lawsuit, you know, it's terrible.
And the other issue is too with fruit of the poisonous tree. If that starts early in a case and there's other things subsequently found or anything like that, all that shit is inadmissible.
Yep.
So that's what I was saying. You ruin things when people really need to be behind bars. People really need to be arrested and investigated. You ruin that shit by doing some fucking vigilante bullshit, trying to get damn clout. The one thing I will give him, he's a hell of an editor. That motherfucker, he's good. He's good with his editing skills. The voiceover pissed me off because he just really pissed me off. But But yeah, he fucked it all up.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And now you have people like fucking Jack Doherty pretending to catch pedophiles and like hiring people to pretend to be pedophiles. And it's like, dude, like it's not a fucking like fashion statement, bro. It's
No,
not a goddamn trend. Like, I mean, it kind of is, but like it shouldn't be a goddamn
fucking-
Hollywood movie.
It's fucking disgusting that people do it for the clout, because it's just like you're inferring that there's a victim, and you don't want that on nobody.
no.
Yeah.
And the other thing is kind of like when Keemstar got it wrong about that one dude, he ended up having to pay him out like 20 grand and like apologizing all over himself because of a wrong investigation or just listening to people that had no idea what they're doing. And we're in a day and age, especially in YouTube, where like you can call somebody a pedophile with no evidence or nothing supporting it, and people just believe it and bandwagon it, right?
Yeah.
Luckily there's people speaking out against like, hey, kind of like with the Dr. Disrespect thing. No one wanted to believe it, and then shit came out, and then there you go. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Well, let's continue on.
He was accused of things like taking credit for an arrest when that arrest never really happened or there is really no proof of it happening. He openly said that he mixed truth and fiction in his really very serious cases and allegations that he put out on the internet. He tried to guilt trip the entire internet into covering the stories that he would put out there, which were just incomplete, full of falsehoods, full of fiction. He would post uncensored versions of the victims' stories on his Patreon behind a paywall and bring the victims onto streams to have them be confronted by the whole internet and just refuse to go to the authorities. All around, he was just absolutely terrible about anything regarding any kind of survivors. I was sent this post on the MamaMax discussion subreddit titled New and Disturbing Updates on the Aftermath of MamaMax. But really quickly, before I read, again, do not harass anyone involved. Do not contact anyone involved. This is just information posted to the public. I'm just going to be reading it off of this Reddit thread. And let's just jump right into it. It says, well, it's been a while. We have heard anything new or substantial about Max. But today, the mod team received a message from a source close with Max, who wishes to remain anonymous for now, with a few updates about Max. The first update is related to his Mega account that was banned, and people speculated that it was banned for posting but the notice on his account was actually updated recently, and it may potentially confirm that the reason for the ban was in fact P. When you visited his account before, you would see this message, then showing a pop-up that said, this folder or file was reported to contain objectionable content such as education material, extremism, or the link creator's account has been closed and full details, including IP address, have been provided to the authorities. And the thread continues saying that now when you visit this is the message that you see, specifically saying this content has been removed. The link you are trying to access is unavailable because the folder or file was reported to contain illegal/objectionable content. The account of the user who created the link has been terminated. Mega has zero tolerance for unlawful activity. And then there's a Get Support link that specifically says, if you have concerns about your thoughts or behavior regarding images of children, there is confidential, anonymous help available. The Stop It Now project helps people deal with thoughts about children and making positive changes that can improve their quality of life. So it's specifically a pop-up that you would likely see on a mega link.
The only thing you can do is put a fucking bullet in their head and call it a day. There's no curing it. I'm sorry. There's no way you can cure looking at a child and being sexually attracted to them. There's just not. There's no amount of therapy.
They used to do chemical castration.
Dude, fuck that. Put a bullet in their fucking head because they're a detriment to society. They're never going to do shit. They're never going to be shit.
Okay, but there's a like 100%. I see what you're saying. The law stands at action after the fact, which is like you can't just because the act of molestation is what upsets people, right? And this is gonna sound so fucking bad, but like a person who, let's say like you're attracted to 45-year-olds and only 45-year-olds, but you're a virgin, you've never gone after a 45-year-old before, you haven't done anything, so there's nothing to be done with. But even just the simple fact that you're having that issue is the reason why they would do the chemical castrations. And let's also not forget they used to chemically castrate gays. So it's one of those things where it's like, fuck, man, like, and that's the whole question. Real quick, that's the whole question why they were saying like, well, What if it's like the left tries to push the whole lolly bullshit, and that's why, and it's like a curvature for it. But at the end of the day, it's just it's fucking bro. Like,
Well, here's what I'll say then. Here's what I'll say. You should be put on a list.
yeah, you
Because,
you have
know what I
to
mean?
be. Yeah, if you're
You should be put-
yeah.
But let's say, like, God forbid, knock on wood, it's going to happen, and it's so sad it's going to happen. But if children are abused in that kind of way or anything, and there's like DNA evidence, because sometimes people can be like enjailed falsely, you know, our judicial system is not the best. But if there's like DNA evidence, like let's say if they do like an R-word kit on kid, and they find DNA evidence of the perpetrator doing shit, bullet in the head, call it a day. Like, there's, once you do that, like you took the innocence of a child, like you don't deserve to breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It's
but
one of those. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
what I was going to say to the mega file is, I was actually listening to somebody, I forgot who it was, but they were saying something about like it was to like evidence gather, or that's what MamaMax supporters are saying, is that it's evidence gathering. But at the same time, why don't police have this? Why is this not with the authorities where real investigations can happen to put people behind bars?
Right.
Like if you take the evidence and go to the PD and say, hey, this is where I got it from, here are my sources, here it is, you know, I don't understand why he's keeping it.
Mudahar, I think is the person who did this, but they went over like the logistics and like how the FBI and the CIA keep track of existing images like that on the internet. There's like a coding for each one of them, and if this isn't actual images, whatever it's suggesting that it is, that there would be no criminal case, and something like that wouldn't be something that he can be convicted for. So it's, I don't know.
Like I know I'm speaking in generalities, and like each individual case will have different things, but I mean, it just, there should be zero tolerance. And when DeSantis did the death penalty for that type of crime, I was all for it. I think Idaho also did it, and I'm not sure if any other states did it since, but that's the way it should be, man. Like, because honestly, I'd rather shake hands and have, you know, dinner with a convicted murderer than a convicted person of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's no surviving that. Like there's nowhere you can go where anyone's gonna find it acceptable other than that person. You know, like you can plead your case for murder. You can plead your case for being a drug abuser. You can plead your case, I mean, for a lot of things, man. But touching a kid is like one of those things where everyone pretty much just looks the other way when someone starts stabbing you. Like, there's no, yeah.
Silence. A silent agreement of, yeah, you're the most fucked out of everybody here.
Well, that's the reason why they get PC in prison, dude.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, honestly, I think they should be in gem pop and they should have to wear a special uniform.
I mean, shit, I feel that way about cops who break the law. I feel like they should they should be freaking. Yeah. I feel like a cop who breaks the law should have their what do you call it? It should be, the punishment should be like double. You know what I'm saying? So if the normal punishment is 2 years, they should get like 4 or 5. But
call it like an abuse of the badge law or something like that.
But real quick, this just happened. I'm bringing this up right now. Hold on.
Shit.
Yeah, breaking news.
Oh man.
Hold on.
God, we should have been live.
It is what it is, guys. Keemstar saying he is not paying Tommy C for his last performance.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he said that on live stage.
Yep. So here we have it. Let's listen.
Like banging hookers or nothing, so I'm probably gonna hang out with you guys, play Fallout 76 and bullshit.
A boogie with soft fire, not Tommy.
If you went to the hooker count or anything,
you lose track of how many
Somebody
firings
in the chat
happened.
asked if I'll pay Tommy C for his last month. His last month was June, and he was already paid for that. Yeah,
he's already been paid.
So he already got paid his last month.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's how jobs work. What a
Give it to
cheap
me.
fuck, dude. What a cheapskate.
But
Please edit that out.
It's gonna get it down.
But Jesus Christ, dude, that sucks. Tommy
Oh, yeah.
Tommy isn't gonna get fucking paid, man. That's crazy. How you gonna
You know-
do that to him?
Bro, you know what the bitch is too? Since it was never signed anything, Tommy can't hold anything in court.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the worst. That's the worst fucking part about it. Well, from one cheapskate to another piece of shit, let's go to this.
Used
Hey.
it's like P. It's like giving you support to be like, yo, you open up P link, like let's go send you somewhere that can help you stop these thoughts. That is what it now says versus just the generic like, oh, this is just something illegal. We don't exactly know what it is. So that's absolutely terrifying. That's just insane. Obviously, the assumption is that this had something to do with his previous case, possibly the Camden Gerard Davis case, maybe something else. I have no idea. But regardless, if that is the case, why are you uploading the questionable material straight to Mega? And then why is Mega reviewing this material and confirming that it is something illegal and banning your account explicitly for that material? Because this tells me that it was a human review, right? This wasn't just some automatic review because there's like mass flagging. Of course, I don't know Mega's policies for sure, but my best guess would be there is specifically a human review on Max's account, and that is a takeaway that they got from that review. But the post continues because it gets absolutely way worse now that we know that context. And it says, now for the really horrible update. According to this source, who provided many pieces of proof, Max is now working/volunteering in 2 nonprofits where he is directly interacting with at-risk children on a daily basis. One of the roles is as a court-appointed case manager for abused children in the foster care system, and the second is some kind of instructor for underprivileged children who want to become filmmakers. The source obviously wants to remain anonymous due to their current close proximity with Max, so not all of the proof can be released without it compromising his identity, but they did say that we could post these screenshots. An Instagram account with the username CASA of El Paso in El Paso, Texas, has an image posted on their page with Max and multiple other members of this group, with the caption, "Last night at our volunteer dinner, to show all our court-appointed special advocates how grateful we are for each and every one of you. Your commitment to walking alongside the children and families of El Paso involved in foster care systems is truly appreciated. Your dedication, compassion, and unwavering supports are the foundation of our work. To learn more about how to become a CASA volunteer, please visit us at becomecasa.org."
Pause it real quick.
Yeah, I was about to too. He went from being a lying fucking bullshitting ass person when it comes to potentially having like pedophiles or going after pedophiles to legitimately working with at-risk kids, like people who were probably molested, R-worded, freaking people like real victims, dude. It's almost like he's it's almost
This
like
feels
he's
really sick.
What's the word? You know how an actor will go and like live with the homeless to portray a homeless person?
Like method acting.
Yeah, it's almost like he's fucking preparing for his next role. He's like, you know what? I haven't been around any actual victims. Let me go find some.
You know what the problem is? If they do any kind of background check, nothing will come up because he's never been convicted of anything.
But it doesn't. You don't need to become. You don't need to be convicted of anything of that nature because his media presence online will still come up if you search
the court
MamaMax.
public opinions, baby.
Well, the thing is, people would actually have to show them this. Like,
people will.
But I'm saying, like, when he applied and tried to go in there and interviewed, I'm sure he didn't talk about what he did on the internet because he was ousted from it. So,
right.
I mean, if they just interviewed him, did a background check, none of his past on the internet would come up.
Well,
so,
he also uses a different name online. He uses MamaMax. He doesn't use his real name, Max Stryker.
Oh, yeah, obviously. But
yeah,
so that's the shitty part about it, though. It's the shitty part about it. That's all.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is if this catches wind, let's say he's advocating for a child or he's trying to go after a child's abuser or something like that, the attorney from the child abuse, like on the child abuser's side, right? They could turn around and present his online mishaps as evidence as somebody who can't be trusted. There's literal videos of him admitting that he mixed lies and truths together for a more entertaining story.
Yep. But again, they don't know that. I hope that this comes
No,
to
what I'm
that
saying
group.
is that that they could find that people could reach out and tell
Oh yeah. That's
them
what I'm
that,
saying.
and that's what they would do. The people who hired them probably don't know, but I mean, come on, it's out there. I guarantee you, it's people are going to do it.
Well, especially since it's on Twitter, all somebody has to do is get one of the videos, tag them in it and say, "This is who you just hired," and then it's a wrap. It's fucked, man. The whole situation is fucked, and I really feel bad for the kids. I mean,
because they're the ones who are going to get. Well, I don't want to say fucked, but they're the ones who are getting fucked
they're
over.
victimized. They're gonna get victimized.
They're gonna get victimized not only by their perpetrator, not only by the system, but by this dude's stupid and inconsolable and irreconcilable retardation that he did on the internet. Like, he should never have tried this hard, or he should have at least come out, made a video and be like, look, it was all fake, it was all lies, or some of it was real, some of it was fake, like I fucked up, I'm terrible, I didn't do. But the fact that he left the internet after taking such an L like that, he could have at least
all day long, bro.
Yeah, he could have at least left the internet with like a final video saying, look, I fucked up, I don't need to, like, I shouldn't be doing this, I should go and help actual victims, etc., etc. And then people see him doing this. Yes, people will see him doing this. They would immediately turn around and be like, okay, he was honest about wanting to really help people. Whereas now it looks like he's just method acting. Like,
it's what's the saying? The internet never forgets.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of where we're at.
Bro, what is it? What is it with us having to tell internet content creators to just leave the kids alone? Jesus Christ.
What is it with internet content creators that they get to a certain number and they have to start fucking messing with kids, man?
I would say everyone listening right now, that will not happen here on my side. I have no interest. I never do. And if I got knocked, I'm never going to, but if I ever looked at a child and thought anything, I would off myself immediately, because
like there's no,
you know what I mean?
It's this,
like I said before, there's no coming back, bro.
There's no
coming back.
There's none. Like, it's one of those things, like, anybody who's ever been an addict before, like, it's a war every single day, but you know that eventually you take that hit of cigarette, you smoke that crack pipe, you do, you might be sober for many, many years, but it's like that thing, that desire is always there. And with the laws, the way that they are, or the way that they're increasingly cracking down on pedophilia, or at least trying to, it's becoming more and more viable for predators to end up killing the kids rather than to not allow a victim out there.
It's sad, dude.
Yeah.
With the death penalty coming, like, if they know that they did it, I mean, why wouldn't they kill the kid? Because that's one less person telling what happened.
Yep. And it's just disgusting thoughts, man. It's one of those things where I look at it the same way I do with like school shooters, mass shooters, any of that. Like, no trial, straight fucking electric chair, like whatever you want, bullet in the head. Like, don't even arrest them. Just boom, right there.
Bro, I'm a quote Pulp Fiction with my man. He said, "No trial, no jury, straight to execution."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's finish this sad video.
Post was on May 1st, and it continues showing another picture of a Zoom call with a bunch of people in it.
His smile,
saying congratulations to our new advocates, showing Max Stryker right there himself. And the caption, "Exciting news, help us welcome our newest advocates. Your dedication to advocating for children in our community is truly inspiring. Every child has a chance. It's you. Thank you for your commitment and passion. A special thank you to Judge Richard Ainsa for swearing in our advocates." And then there's a list of people with Max Stryker specifically right there. Now, on the Reddit post, the date wasn't included, but I did go back and find it myself on their Instagram page based on me finding this, that it was April 8th, that he has worked for them for at least a month. There was at least a month time where he was in here, since the last picture that I found was on May 1st. This one is April 8th where he's being welcomed in. So at least about a month's time, if not longer, if he's not still there. And then the Reddit account links this SCS Learning Center post. Of course, this back here is Max, and if it's kind of hard to tell if that's him, I was able to find another post by this page, and this is very clearly him crouching down next to two children. And here's another one they posted with him standing in the background, and it looks like they are filming. This child is filming here.
And the fact that his account possibly was terminated for CP, and he's working with kids and videography, it's like, It is not looking good, dude.
This
Nope, not at
whole
all.
thing, or earlier you said it looks like it might be like method acting. I honestly think you might be on the nose on that. Like, I mean, look at these poses. I mean, it's almost like he's saying, "Hey, make sure you take a picture of me," and it's gross. It's really,
It
really
is.
gross.
And honestly, like whenever it does come out, because
It's going
they are
to.
going to find out. Here's the
Yep.
thing: you talk about some interviews with children, with like psychiatrists and like therapists and shit, and then like I really hope nothing comes out that he did something. I really, really do. But if something did happen, you talk about a fucking lawsuit, bro.
Oh, more than just that, because
Yeah,
Connor does get into it in later, but even the victims, the girl, the one that supposedly was attacked by or like held hostage by Cameron Gerard, she like has not openly but silently cut all ties with him. And it's like, why would you silently cut all ties with the guy who supposedly saved you from a predator, gave you a house, paid for your food, all this, that, and the third? Like, why would you want nothing to do with the person who supposedly saved your life?
Bro, there was something going on, bro. Something personal was going on between those two. And like all relationships, they end badly. And shit, he probably made her sign an NDA.
we're too close.
Yeah,
We're
you
too
never
accustomed
know.
to those. And don't bring those up.
Yeah, no, that
They
was
hurt.
the joke. That was the joke. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know, it's just it's just unfortunate. He definitely has a face for a mugshot. That's for sure.
And the post
Son, dude.
continues saying, obviously, it's very worrisome that Max, who has a documented history of lying, falsifying evidence, mishandling cases to the detriment of survivors, and likely hosting CP, is now in some kind of position of authority over real children. It really feels like the worst possible outcome for the situation. Not only could he potentially damage or exploit these children directly, if he were to be a case manager that had to go to court, his content could potentially be used against him by the family/lawyer as a defense that Max may not be suitable to be making judgment calls
We literally
about
just said
accurate
that.
safety evidence or safety of children. And you go,
As it should be.
He has it wrong. Like, the big detriment isn't the fact that the family can use it against him, but the perpetrator can use it against him. Like, if the family is trying to get custody, let's say like the mom is trying to get custody of the dad, or the child from the dad, right? And she alleges like look at the Grace Thorpe situation, right? Let's say that MamaMax was representing a young Grace Thorpe from the mom and the dad, and the mom's trying to get Grace over to her side. Well, if they're in court and the mom's alleging that, daddy touched her, and MamaMax is the counselor, daddy, all he has to do is bring up clips of him saying, yeah, I lied.
Real quick, other breaking news: ChillForce just dropped it in there. Evidently, Brady banned Nicholas DiOrio.
No way, bro.
What the fuck?
Welcome to Ban. Yes, he did.
Brady banned him.
Brady just said,
being-
welcome to Ban World.
redneck.
I wonder,
Oh, man.
hold on. I wonder what it was for. Oh, I wonder if it was because he was doing that. He was restreaming it. Oh my God.
That's hilarious. Well, anyways, back to this.
Yeah.
It's I can't. It's a shame that Max, because like I said before, he is a talented filmmaker. He's good with editing and putting videos up. He actually would be good to like teach people that shit and that skill. He'd be good at it. But he's a fucking idiot. And he
he's
did
terrible.
this shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And with having the meta of all the alleged CP on it and all that shit, and he's still with these people again. Once it comes wind of this, bro, it's a wrap for his ass, and it's gonna be public, and it's gonna be like an EDP situation where you got outed, you got outed publicly, you tried to get in something, the company or the organization's gonna put out a statement, and you're done, bro. It's a wrap for you.
Yeah, no, it's he will definitely he will become the talk of the town. That is for goddamn sure.
And we'll probably do an episode on it.
Yeah, oh yeah, if it ever gets to, well, here's the thing, right? Imagine he goes to court and it's like live streamed or something like that, and then it gets ousted on court, in court, and it's headline news, dude. Like it's definitely headline news for the commentary community. It's going to be all over the
His
place.
whole case. I mean, it's been a very long going case, but it's extremely got a lot of media attention. So yeah, if something like that magnitude were to come out, even if it was leaked, it would be a huge ordeal. Because like you said, the commentating community has been all over this for
Well, it
months
wouldn't
now.
even be the commentary community only. You would have like the biggest issue would be like not Veto. What is it? Vitality. The Veto Hunter. Like they would do videos on it. Like he would get reamed by that audience. You know.
Well, I mean, it's already going to be covered by Charlie, Moist Critical too. So I mean, like anything that happens in that case is going to be out there.
True.
And then we'll forget about Boogie faking cancer.
Oh yeah, nobody. Well, it's not even a big deal right now anymore. It's not even
funny. I'm being funny.
Yeah.
Reddit is of the same sentiment. That is really worrying. Dude needs to just stay away from the kids, especially after the mega upload and the public spectacle of everything he did. Definitely time to contact. Hopefully they will listen and research this guy more once they know MamaMax.
Thank you.
Because I Googled him, not believing they couldn't have seen the accusations and stuff. But did you guys know his name is the name of a Nerf gun, Max Striker? And yeah, I mean, that's true. If you look up Max Striker, it doesn't really show up on the first page. It's just a bunch of Nerf videos. Even when you go to the videos tab, yep, I mean, Max Striker, just Nerf videos, he's pretty much hidden if you use his legal name. Even searching it directly on YouTube itself, it's just Nerf videos, people showing up and talking about Nerf guns, and Max Striker Nerf gun. So he has somehow, just by pure chance, been able to avoid it being Googleable due to his name being mixed in with Nerf gun stuff and him going by MamaMax online. And someone says, this makes me wonder as to what's happened to Spencer. And this person replies, I don't think Spencer and Max work together anymore because shortly after she turned off her comments and she approved a few negative comments about Max on her videos. And she used to have hashtag #WeAreReal, which was Max's old hashtag, and the interview vid linked on her Instagram profile, but it's gone now. So that's really where the update is from MamaMax. I mean, obviously, if you guys are watching this video and you've made it this far, you know his controversy, you know how bad he is. Him being around kids like this and being directly in charge of this is probably a bad thing. And I think the Reddit post puts it perfectly. His YouTube history and his internet history will be able to be used against him, especially if he's some kind of manager for them or advocate for them. That's just not a good idea. If something goes to court and these are kids who are vulnerable or in, bad situations at home, and MamaMax is some sort of advocate of this CASA place, you never know, right? It's just, we can speculate all we want on it, but just regardless, this guy should just not be in this situation at all.
And that's pretty much the gist of it. I completely agree with him. Like, there's just nothing else for him to be doing over there. Like, just leave the fucking kids alone, man.
Shout out Nick Merckx, bro.
Exactly. Shout out Nick Merckx. Every goddamn time a creator comes out, I swear to God.
Second time in one of our videos. God damn.
I'm telling you, bro. Leave the kids alone.
It's too fucking much. This is just like a quick thing. Like, look, final thoughts is always the same thing. I know I said it was Wonderwall fucking the last album or the Wall last album or last fucking episode. As apologies. I was definitely thinking Pink Floyd. But just leave the fucking kids alone, bro. Like, you went from pretending to save kids to what looks like pretending to save kids. Like, it's not a good look, man. And if you were smart, you would have come out ahead of this beforehand. That's my final thoughts.
Zeph, what you got? Beautiful.
Perfect.
So my final thought is, I hope MamaMax is not doing shit with children. Part of me wants to hope that he's trying to use this as a way to really show what he wanted to do in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And he kind of got away from it. He got into the limelight. He got into the spotlight, and he just went off the deep end. If what he's doing now was his true intentions, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that mega thread was fucked up, and it's going to bite him in the ass, and he should have never had that. So my final thought basically is, bro, don't get put on a list and don't get an advocate for, don't become someone that gets advocated to have a bullet in your head. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I was muted. I apologize. But
Fuck you.
real quick,
Don't
real
lie, you
quick,
support MamaMax.
I fucking
I really don't. I really don't,
Yeah,
brother.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mama's
thing
death in
is-
this motherfucker.
As somebody who has survived some of the stuff that I believe her name is Spencer has also gone through, as somebody who's been in that position before, when it comes to somebody who is going to give out a hand to help you that ends up misusing it or abusing the power or abusing the safety that you're giving them, it feels really disgusting. So there's a little bit of a personal take in this, but there's also just the legality aspect of it. I mean, if there ever is a case that would stand in court against Camden Guard Davis, he is quite literally fucked it.
Oh, he's walking away, bro.
Half of anything that they ever get, if it has even remotely touched Max Striker, is going to be inadmissible, if not all of it.
Yep.
Well,
If not
the
all of
biggest thing is that if he actually cared about the kids, he wouldn't put himself in a position to fuck them over. Like, yes, teach them, do all these different things, but do not put yourself in a situation where your word has to have weight in order to defend the child. That's just the bottom line. Like, you fucked up, your internet history can come to bite you in the ass and screw over a kid. And for everybody else out there, just fucking leave the kids alone. Thanks. Good
Leave the
night.
kids alone.
Thanks for coming to the TED Talk. Good night.
Bye.